First night is the longest night. You probably walk for like 30 minutes and it feels like forever. And nights after that, it's just kind of like, where else do I go? Who else do I have? Who's gonna come for me?
I started doing a little work in Hollywood up in a place called Covenant House. And there were a lot of kids on the streets, and we thought they were prostitutes and didn't know it was sex trafficking at the time. We thought they were young girls that just wanted to go make money and they could leave anytime they want. I think the shift started happening to where we realized these children are actually victims. They're not out there by choice. They're being forced, they're being sold, they're basically in slavery.
It's a big problem in Orange County, and it's probably one of the biggest problems the county faces based on the amount of victims you can see that are out there on a daily basis. As soon as we change to seeing them as victims as opposed to prostitute, everything changes for us.
As a kid, I was broken. My home became unsafe. And there were two men that played a big part in my mom's life that ended up just molesting me. I was angry because people lied. I was angry that this was supposed to be my family and they didn't protect me. I was angry that no one believed me. I was angry that no one could hear my voice, no one would hear me out. I began to run away. I was a runaway, and literally the first time I ran away, in 72 hours I was approached by a pimp. I actually didn't know at first what I was getting myself into. I had no idea. And we just had a conversation. I had nowhere to go. He told me I could sleep there. He would make sure I'm okay and I'm safe. 30 seconds, I told him my whole life story. So that made me weak, it made me vulnerable. He knew no one would come after me.
These human traffickers are master manipulators. When we were speaking to one of the human traffickers and we were debriefing him, and what he told us when we asked him, how do you pick your victims? And one of the first things he said is that if they have low self-esteem, I got them. If they've been victimized, whether they've been molested or raped at a young age, that's even better for me. So you got food, shelter, and here I'm gonna take care of you, the safety part. And then you couple that with a 12, 13, 14-year-old girl from the foster care system, ran away from home, doesn't have any structure there, and you mold those two together, now you can see why they are so successful at what they do. So when you talk to the survivors and the victims, and when that question is asked, has to really understand. One is, what are they going to run away to? And secondly, what were the threats in place there if they did leave? And the odds are that they're going to run into just another human trafficker or back to the same situation they ran away from when he found them.
Like my first night, I probably turned about only like 7 tricks though that first night. Because I was startled. Multiple nights, probably like, it depends on how much I make or how much he's telling me what quota I have to get, but probably like to 14, man. 14 to 15. Sometimes it'll go up to 20 if I'm out there that long, if I start at like 10 o'clock.
Ori was 11 when she was introduced to the life. And if you think of your daughter, your granddaughter, your niece, any child at 11, you can't even begin to think that would happen. And she got branded at 12, you know, with a tattoo on her neck. And she just had these horrible things happen.
And so we started asking the questions of the victims. If there was a place that you can go that was a home that really understood your situation, it was geared to exactly the type of person that you are and the help that you needed. And so far they've said yes. We haven't tested it because it doesn't exist quite yet. So that's where I think this will fit that need. It's a very specific population with very specific needs because of everything that comes with it. It's this blend between a domestic violence victim and a sexual assault victim.
You know, I think one of the things that's made Orangewood so special over the years has been Orangewood's, the board and the staff's desire to try to take care of every need a foster child might have. And today what we're learning and seeing is this human trafficking issue is significant. It's real, it's happening in our community, and this is different. It's not like our transitional housing program where we can just give these kids a place to live.
the years, we've had probably, I think I counted was 17 survivors come through. And only 2 or 3 have actually succeeded because we can't give them the services they need at 2 in the morning. We can't give them the care and the love and the support they need when they literally come from being beaten to being safe. And Orangewood, again, being at the front, says we need to develop a special program for them.
This home, each individual in there is going to get one-on-one coaching, counseling, support that makes them feel secure, that gives them a feeling that they can make it, that they can get out of what they've been going through and begin to start a healthier life.
And there is hope, and people are learning about what's going on and what happens when the street lights go off.